When Emily was 9, she was in a car accident. She had immediate head trauma that led to severe swelling. And at the time that they made the decision that her life wouldn't proceed, we were approached by one of her main caregiving nurses who politely, very lovingly just asked us if we were interested in organ donation.
What's going to happen now? The entire family dynamic was shattered. We just lost 25% of our family.
One life can save potentially 8 lives. There was no choice for us.
We put it on Emily, and that's the kind of person that she was. So we did it because that's what she would do.
It was about 9 o'clock and there was a knock on my door, and it was my friend Jen picking up her son, and ironically her husband was a police officer, and she told me that she needed to talk to me. So she took me into the back bedroom and she sat me down and she told me that Erica had just been in a car crash. So then her dad and I had to make the decision whether or not we wanted her to be an organ donor. And because I remember she talked to me about wanting to be an organ donor when she went and got her driver's license. In fact, she came into the house, she held up her driver's license and she said, "Look, Mom, I'm going to be an organ donor." And I was so proud of her because I didn't ask her to make that decision. We didn't talk about it before she went to the DMV. She made that decision on her own. So I'm really proud of her.
I was in driver's ed and health class and all that, and actually a lot of my friends were getting their license before me because I'm kind of young for my grade. And I remember having to talk in my health/driver's ed class about organ donation. When I was up there talking to my class and my peers and friends, it was so easy for me to talk about it and see how great it is, because I am truly a survivor of an organ transplant. And most kids don't understand what it is and how it happens. Oftentimes I've heard peers, people in my class, people I talk to every day, when I bring up organ donation, say that they don't think their organs are good enough, or they don't feel like they have to because they feel like other people will step up to the plate. But when it comes to a person laying there with only a few days left to live, and you could have signed your card and saved their life, it's going to be you who is regretting your decision.
It was incredibly sad when the doctor told us that our daughter had died from a result of a car accident.
But the more we thought about it, if that same doctor would have come to us and said, "I'm sorry, your daughter's not going to make it because we don't have a liver or a kidney or a heart," that would have been more sad for us. So our giving back by Emily being an organ donor, that's just one more family that doesn't have to be sad.
My mom used to always tell me when I was younger, when I'd question stuff about my transplant, about the scar I see across my stomach, I used to always question what happened, why me? And she would always say things happen for a reason. You had a transplant and you were granted a second chance at life for a reason. And I truly believe that.
In the state of Iowa, there's over 600 people on the waiting list for organ donation and 120,000 in the country. And every life, every individual that can donate represents not only one life, it could represent tens to even 100, depending on everything from eye tissue, skin tissue, organs. Everything can be donated depending on the circumstances. And so one life can represent multiple lives saved, multiple lives improved. And so with numbers like that in Iowa and around the country, it's important to have as many people registered on the registry as possible.
The average person is more likely to need an organ than to be an actual organ donor, and this is why we have a shortage.
So join the club, join the movement, step up and sign your license and become a hero. You never know who you can save or what greatness can come out of this.
Life,
love, legacy.
Mark yes.